And then says, for decades, RBS failed to invest properly in its systems. We need to put our customers' needs at the centre of all we do. It will take time, but we are investing heavily in building IT systems. Well, let's see how that apology plays with Rick Yates, who's one of the customers who suffered as a result of the problems, and joins us from our Bristol newsroom. Rick Yates, good afternoon to you. Now, I think your story was a bit embarrassing. You were out for dinner with your girlfriend, I gather.
Yes, we almost ended up washing the pots in the restaurant last night. We were out for dinner, having a bit of a celebration, and we'd had a great time. And it got to the end of the evening when, obviously, it came to pay, and both of our cards were declined. We're both NatWest customers. Really, really embarrassing. We spent quite a sweaty 15 minutes trying to work out what to do about it. Luckily, I had some cash in the car, but the apology from NatWest to me is quite, it's a pretty mediocre response to what's happened, in my opinion.
And then, did you try to pay for anything else? I think you went on to Amazon, didn't you, to see if you could buy something there as well? Yeah,
I did go onto Amazon. I initially thought that I'd been a victim of fraud because my card wasn't working. Then we realised that perhaps NatWest was down, so when I got home I went onto Amazon to try and make an online transaction, and again that failed. There was no ability to get in touch with NatWest via their online portal, via the mobile app, or via the phone line. So it was really frustrating, particularly because it's the beginning of the month. I'm sure there are a lot of people around the UK who have bills coming out, council tax, rent, mortgages, things like that. So of all the days in the month, I think this was probably the most frustrating for it to happen.
Yeah, and have you checked sort of in the last hour or two? Do you know what's the situation now? I mean, is your account functioning properly now? Do you know whether your cards are working?
Yeah, I went online and checked just before I came to the studio, and it seems to be fine now. Everything seems to be okay. So it seems that NatWest have solved the problem for the moment, although obviously this is the third time that it's happened to us as NatWest customers, so it's starting to get old.
Yeah, you're getting a bit tired of it all. I mean, what about changing bank? I mean, I know customers are always very loyal, traditionally in this country, loyal to their banks. They don't tend to switch banks, but are you thinking of doing that?
Yes, I've made the decision that I am going to change banks. In my mind, NatWest, they have this motto of helpful banking. They've obviously spent millions and millions of pounds on that advertising campaign, along with their customer charter. I don't see the investment matched in terms of my experience when I visit branches, and that's becoming increasingly frustrating for me. So I've decided to change, and I'm going to choose a bank that is more customer focused.
Well, because some people would say, all banks make mistakes.
That's right, I agree. There are always going to be service failures. However, I've not seen any of the other banks have 3 major service failures such as this in the last 2 years. And also, the experience that customers receive when they're going into branches, in my mind, is subpar in comparison to other banks out there at the moment.
All right, well, good to talk to you, Rick Yates, and I hope you have a better experience next time you take your girlfriend out for dinner.
Thank you.